welcome to the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids through comedy can make our kids great again. And this is episode 69. Never forget the Nazi smears. For 2 years now, a president who won fair and square has been called a racist, a Nazi, and this is my response to it. In honor of Holocaust Remembrance Day. What does Farrakhan do on Holocaust Remembrance Day? Troll Eli Wiesel fan pages on Twitter with fake news hashtags from sunrise to night. Can I get a holla for some holla? Seriously, what does Farrakhan do on Holocaust Remembrance Day? Spray Benjamin Netanyahu's Twitter feed with termite emojis and the hashtag "But Natalie Portman is alright"? Can I get another holla for some holla? So I'm at the diner. This isn't Nazi smear response material, but some other new jokes that are fresh off the press resistors. Aren't you blessed? I'm at the diner. My daughter, 7-year-old daughter, she says, "I'll have the Long Island iced tea, Dada." And I said, "Whatever you say, Catholic high school girls in trouble. That drink better come with a complimentary HPV vaccination." This is this early afternoon. Wife's cooking us some tortellini. Wife says, "You're always criticizing my cooking, telling me what to add, whatever you say, sir." And I say, "Whatever, whenever." "Hey, Matilda, Shakira's growing me already. I only wish Mama's hips didn't tell the whole truth so much. Can I get a holla for some holla?" It was me at the Jacob Burns Theater last night in Pleasantville, New York. A tad north of Hillary Hammertime Kegel's country in Chappaqua. Older woman says, "Four for on the basis of sex?" And the ticket guy says, "Sold out." And then I chime in and say, "Tough break." And the older woman says, "Excuse me?" And I say, "You're too old and undesirable for a third trimester abortion in New York State." Daddy, that's my daughter. "Daddy, a girl in my second grade class knows what big balls means." Yeah, okay. So just to clarify, Matilda, for future reference, to add further meaning to what big balls means, just think of Hillary Hammertime Kegel's uninspired pick as her running mate VP. His son is a burnout loser suffering from a nutless allergy of some kind also. 3 weeks without pay. Try 3 years as a stay-at-home dad and I'll give a shit. But how will you handle commuting again? A trip on Metro North will feel like a 5-week rave in Germany after 3 summers with no central AC. Me talking with an old LA bud over the phone. "Going to the Super Bowl. Check that off my bucket list." Is me. "I thought you were a Raiders fan." "Oh yeah, you started rooting for the Clippers once they got Afro Archie, who could jump over Kias. Can I get a holla for some holla?" So this is a Playdate mom hosting a first ever unplanned sleepover with my 7-year-old daughter that I pushed for via text 1 hour earlier. It was a planned sleepover. I decided to push. I'm sorry, it was a planned play date. I decided to push for the sleepover because it was freezing and I'm looking after my 2 sons and I thought I can get away with it. And what I'm always teaching my children is that if you don't ask, you will not get. And that's what I did. So I pushed for it and she agreed. There was some back and forth. First there was, well, does she need a toothbrush and her pajamas? And I said that Matilda's always so good. She always brushes her teeth. One missed night of brushing her teeth isn't the end of the world. I also thought that she would enjoy wearing one of Shannon's, pair of PJs. And why don't you just ask my daughter if she wants you to fuss or not? Because As a whole, she's fuss free, and she has no problem telling you the truth, uh, especially in relation to her daddy. She'll go out of her way to say, "Daddy, this is my daughter fat shaming me. Daddy, I got a 0 pack. Daddy, I got a 6 pack. You got a 0 pack." So I was able to make this work. Yet the mom, I got the impression that she was agreeing because I knew that she wouldn't be able to say no. I knew that I had all the leverage in the world. Okay, so this is why I pushed for it, because first off, I framed it saying, Matilda's like fuss free. Like I know that she's totally you know uh, self entertained, and she's like basically the best creative play partner you could ever ask for. So I already see what she does with two younger brothers, and this girl Shannon. She's very shy. She's from Colombia originally, and Matilda is largely responsible for her coming out of her shell. So I knew I had all the leverage in the world because when it's all said and done, I know that my daughter Matilda provides more joy than her entire family combined. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to get out there. So she's got a brother. Of course, they fight, and the mother's completely boring, despite her, Rita Marley headgear that she sported when she dropped off the kid. Not worried about her listening to this podcast. And the father is fine. He works he's like a mechanic. And the pretty meek looking for a guy that works with cars and everything. But he treats his daughter well, and he's not like a wife beater. So, but I'm not rushing to have a beer with this guy in a million years. The I tried to get into a car conversation with him once, and it was like completely strained. But so I get this text back from the mom, and this is the text from the mom. Call any time to say goodnight to her. In other words, I have added work, you don't, slacker. You unemployed podcast comedian motherfucker. This is my LA bud. My daughter doesn't see color anymore. This is me. Is that because you're a predatory bullshit artist who pushes Bitcoin and loan modification loans for a living, like a biracial mixed Vin Diesel in the movie Boiler Room? Or let me repeat that. LA bud. My daughter doesn't see color anymore. Okay, so is that because you're a predatory bullshit artist who pushes Bitcoin and loan modification loans for a living, like a biracial mixed Vin Diesel and Boiler Room would? That sounded better. Don't you think so, folks? I appreciate you staying with me on that one. This is me to my wife during our totally mid-morning nosh. Are you on your period? And my daughter says, what does on your period mean? And I said, it's when a woman stops being an oasis of pleasantness between becoming blah-brain miserable pregnant for 9 months at a time. My mom texted this morning, I just emailed you a great article from the New York Times about fun stuff to do in Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, I don't see firing off rounds at Ann Coulter Scarecrow replicas at the range being targeted as points of interest. This is me discouraging my son's request for a Barbie movie. We can watch Solo, fast forward to the fights in Bloodsport, or grab all your sister's Barbie dolls by the hair and drag them back into my man cave to clean up the place instead. I've dug a toxic hole of alpha male masculinity, and I can't get out. It's me. To my daughter. I'm going to apply for the communication manager role for that yacht club in Greenwich, Connecticut. Daughter says, what does apply mean? And I said, emailing a resume and a cover letter nobody reads before I hound them on the phone for a response. This is me again, talking to my wife. Your parents are visiting next Saturday, right? My wife says, yeah. And I said, did they book their hotel room? And my wife says, yes. And I said, now that's what I call a smart wall. Your mother must have Howard Johnson bonus points to cash in. Can I get a holla for some holla? My wife, this morning, you're not going to give me hate stares if I wear my pajamas all morning, are you? And I said, my morning wood is used to a short shelf life by now, which your frumpy pajamas played zero role in erecting. Me. This is me this morning as well. Just an action-packed morning. In 14 years, Rock, Dwayne Johnson becomes president. After one more term with Trump and 2 terms for Ivanka. And my wife says, you don't question his native ancestry from Hawaii? And I said, no, I don't see The Rock as an agent of Iranian sheiks. No, I don't see The Rock as an agent of Iranian sheiks ruling Iran. That's correct. Can I get a holla for some holla? It's my 7-year-old daughter discovering the Kama Sutra from my office. And she jabs in my face, Daddy, this book is very sexual. And the girl in it is prettier than Mommy. Plus, your skin has no veins. Plus, there's no way Mama is this flexible. Stop rubbing it in already. Diner. Daughter. Shannon's parents have problems like you and Mommy. It was me. How so? Daughter says they sleep in different beds. And I said, actually, the 50s weren't so bad altogether. Something else the hippies misled us on. I hate lawyers who reinvent themselves as working writers, not because they made it as writers, just because they bitched about being miserable, clearing 6 figures year after year, avoiding their boring wives and annoying kids 24/7. This is my 5-year-old son, after discovering the Kama Sutra book in my office. He says to me, Daddy, my pee-pee popped out from opening it. So this is me attacking my daughter for claiming she liked Shakira better than Bon Jovi. She discovered Shakira during her sleepover with her new best friend from Colombia, Shannon. So, and I missed the Shakira wave. I'm Gen X, so she was opening my mind to Shakira. Only 5'2", by the way. So here we go. So there's me attacking my daughter for claiming she likes Shakira better than Bon Jovi. To say I reacted well to it is a understatement. Here we go. Me attacking my daughter for claiming she likes Shakira better than Bon Jovi. She's a belly dancing lounge act for Saudi royals since Madonna got into Kabbalah. Daughter says, actually, she's the most streamed artist of all time. Those stats don't lie. Yeah, if you guys want to feel like awful about yourselves, look up Shakira's Wikipedia stats. And you'll want to kill yourself. But I'm happy for her because she does a lot of good work for charity. And apparently her father took her to some orphanage when she was younger. And she had this vision saying that, when I'm a successful artist, I want to help out these kids. And she has. So God bless her. Great role model. And I've never heard of Shakira having any ties to the Illuminati. I've heard that about Gaga. I don't know if that's the case or not, but anyway, Shakira, rock solid role model, like Selena Gomez without the sketchy undertone. But then again, I don't really know anything about Selena Gomez, so I shouldn't be saying that. Anyway, I sound so old right now. I'm totally out of my element talking about Selena Gomez and freaking Shakira. So again, this piece was never forget the Nazi smears. So I want to say a couple more things about that. How many times we got to hear this, right? Trump's the new Hitler. In what? Inglourious Basterds 2? Did you know he lifted the lifetime ban on Jewish membership at Mar-a-Lago? Slim on facts. Shady. Every Holocaust survivor descendant in the news media who has constantly smeared President Trump as Hitler should have their foreskin go back as punishment, God. They'd sell out their brother to the SS for a wrap from the food truck, schnitzel, and things. One last time, Michael Rappaport. Make Nazi Germany great again wasn't Trump's campaign slogan, dude. Too bad Louis can't write you another annoying New York asshole to play in convincing fashion. This is the Do It All Dad Your podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. And my mom put together a family tree a long time ago. And there was a picture. And in that picture were relatives of mine on the Columbus side. And they were killed in a concentration camp. And it's the most chilling picture, and I think of it right now. My first short story published in Fire and Knives was called I Don't Drink German Rieslings. I've always made Nazi jokes. And, it's the only way, we can get, is it justifiable revenge? No. But, in the end, humor is our only, defense left against, major tragedy. So, that's what Brooks did and the producers. And for the record, like the swastika is a very dumb looking symbol. Okay, and I don't hear, oh, it's a Hindu symbol, it was stolen. Whatever. Okay, the swastika is a stupid symbol. The swastika looks like a couple of stick figures doing a 69 on a seesaw on crystal meth. Can I get a holla for some holla? So, one of the reasons why, the main reason why, I've taken such gaulish, reprehensible offense to accusations of President Trump being a Nazi and being called Hitler is that, I had actual relatives that were killed in the Holocaust because they were Jewish. And, there's not one person out there that could say that, President Trump, is responsible for any sort of genocide at all whatsoever on his watch. Moves our embassy to Jerusalem. He's got a bunch of Jewish grandchildren. Ivanka converted to Orthodox Judaism. She eats kosher. A lot of people don't know that. And this current White House is the best friend Israel's ever had. And on top of that, President Trump has developed a relationship with Saudi Arabia. A lot of people don't know this, it doesn't get the press, but all the pedophilia among the Saudi royal family has been expunged. There's a reason for that. And now I know that the Saudis haven't been choir boys in the past, but I firmly believe that there is modernization. I think women just got like the right to drive there, so things are changing, and I don't think that's just a coincidence. I think one of the reasons why we did that huge arms deal with them was because of assurances of things changing and because of this new leader. I know there was talks about, oh well, he murdered that journalist, but it's my understanding he was a member of the Muslim Brotherhood and that he was a bad seed, but I don't want to talk about like that journalist because it's about Holocaust Remembrance Day, and all I know is when I was in high school in '94, I read bombings. When I used to read the New York Times, there were bombings all the time, and since they built that wall, there haven't been. And all I know is that the UN has demonized Israel forever as far as giving them hell for the right to defend themselves, which is insanity. President Trump is the opposite of that. So, I know America knows better. I know that most Americans don't actually think he's Hitler. I just think that it's, it's just so juvenile. I remember when I was younger and this guy, Jason Petrakos, he would have us play like World War II. And I remember one time he made me like a swastika to like wear on my arm. And I was like, he wanted me to fight on like the SS. And I'm thinking to myself, like, now I'm thinking, like, did he think I was like the second coming of Wolf Blitzer? But I remember just ripping that off. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Never gelled right with me. But, it wasn't just Jews that were murdered in the Holocaust. Gays, gypsies. Let's talk about the 40 million people that Stalin killed. So, but I don't know the names of my relatives that were killed in the Holocaust, but I love you, and my heart breaks for you, and I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for your memory, and I fight for your memory by making fun of this hysterical segment of this population that just like can't deal with the fact that that evil, wicked witch of the East, Hillary Hammertime Kenkel's lost. I don't know why they are so hell bent on demonizing a president working for free who's trying to keep our country safe and obviously these are the most, terrorism on this level didn't exist when I grew up in the 90s. We certainly didn't have this immigration problem, and it wasn't like this widespread. Sanctuary cities did not exist. What are sanctuary cities? It's licensed, encouraged, more than preventable lawlessness. So I thank God that we have a president that's in the Oval Office who can help restore some semblance of sanity after the storm is clear. But the Great Awakening is already underway, and I predict an extended period of prosperity and peace through strength. And I would love to see a Jewish president one day. I thought Bloomberg was going to run, so I thought there was a chance there. But then he decided to back out, and then Bernie got screwed when Hillary decided to steal the nomination from him. So then, of course, afterwards, I thought, okay, well, so much for that year being the year for atheist Jews. But the fact that people like Farrakhan are still out at Facebook pages and they call people such as Hitler as a great person and refers to all Jews as termites is offensively Gaulish, and and for and someone made this point. I use it in relation to a joke with an Iron Sheik joke, but there's no reason why you can't make the argument that Obama was an agent of the Iranians. I mean, why else give them all that money and hook up the PLO on your way out the door? I mean, 1.5 billion to Iran. Why? So they could diversify their economy. Why? So that they could so Build-A-Bear can open up more manufacturing overseas operations there, or because Iran needed to diversify their economy and make it like less reliant on the sale of magic flying carpets and hair removal products for the Kardashians. So it's so frustrating, Lord, to feel this extreme hatred towards Jews today at such a fever pitch. Jews have made tremendous contributions to science, medicine, obviously the world of entertainment. It kills me that Hollywood has been so against a president that's been such a good friend to Israel. And, to call that person a Nazi is slanderous, it's blasphemous, and it's offensively Gaulish. And I don't know how they live with themselves. But in the end, a man is judged by the fruit that he bears. And, President Trump has a wonderful relationship with his children. And I think it's a beautiful thing how they stick up for their father. I think it's wonderful. I've got 3 children, and I can't imagine any situation where they would never stick up for me. And especially if I was attacked, with the foamy venom that he's been under. I mean, he's a big boy. He could take it. He doesn't need like their defense. But I think it's a beautiful thing when they do. In the new Creed movie, when Drago's son he has this scene with the father. They're being entertained at this like Russian dignitary's place, and now uh, Drago's wife left him for like this big like Russian oligarch character, and the son like confronts the father. He's like, "Why did we come here?" I was talking about Bridget Nielsen and said, "Why did we come here? Like she left you like after he lost to Rocky, like she abandoned us." And I cried, I bawled because it's. I mean, I don't mean to sound like completely dramatic, but like I got 3 kids here. My parents have no intention of coming back anytime soon. Like tonight, they had a conversation with my kids. Didn't really last very long. It's not as if they asked to speak with me or anything like that. I'm not in like a teary mode right now. I'm feeling very empowered. I've had about like 10 pieces now republished in the Goodman Project, and I think it's giving me really good momentum. I think I stand a really good shot of getting an agent based on my book. I'm very proud of the material, and this material, it's really a response to all these resistors, trying to demonize the president, call him a Nazi this, racist that, and I'm basically calling their bullshit. So, can a non-hating Jewish editor or a black editor that feels me, that sees this fake news media hoax witch hunt for what it is, please stand up. Please stand up in honor of Holocaust Remembrance Day, and let's take our country back. This is the Doodle Dad Year podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me, and I'll talk to you guys soon.